Thank you.
Okay, so the question is, you might think that, well, people might think that Netflix and these platforms are like godsend or a bonanza for indie filmmakers. Would you disagree? You have made it clear. Why is that?
Netflix is good for the consumer because it's competing against. It's a little bit of competition for the big conglomerates. The problem is right now they use us to subsidize their $8 billion of production every year. In my opinion, they pay us people like us no money, almost no money, and they make movies that cost $8 billion, and so we don't sell to Netflix. It's no reason, and in fact, there are aggregators. Netflix will only talk to the aggregators. They won't talk to us. I've been making movies for 50 years. In America, people stop me in the street for my autograph. Even here, I'm kind of famous, and we have no distribution. Yet, if I call Netflix, if I call the lowest person at Netflix, he will not. He, usually the white guy, not women, but sometimes, well, whatever. They don't return my call. Let's put it that way. And we have to go through an aggregator, which basically is another word for crook, who is taking more money from the artist and giving it to the rich people. The aggregator sells 500 movies at a time to Netflix, and so we started our own independent service called Troma Now, and Troma Now has the new movies of ours from the last 4 years. They're all world premieres by independent movie makers or by Michael Hers and Lloyd Kaufman, and it costs about $5 a month, and it supports Troma. But the first 40 years of movies we are giving away for free on YouTube. So you can go to Troma Movies on YouTube and see right now there are about 300 feature-length movies, short movies, documentary movies, and they're all free. And if you subscribe, every week we are putting up additional art. So you'll get an email every week from Troma Movies on YouTube telling you what additional movies are coming up this week. So we love our fans, and we wanted to thank our fans who supported us for 40 years. And the recent 4 movies, the 4 years of recent movies, they are on the Troma Now subscription channel. And that is how we hope we can fight against Netflix and Amazon. But from consumer point of view, we love YouTube, we love Netflix, we love Amazon from the consumer point of view because there is competition and there is more variety of what we can watch. So that's good.
Speaking of consumers, you now have consumer-grade equipment that you can make a movie with, even a cell phone. Does this make you in any way feel optimistic about, I don't know, people expressing themselves with a little more freedom, or do you think it's going to be controlled even more?
No, the good news, of course, is that the making of cinema is the making of visual arts. Short form is back. Even when I started 50 years ago, you go to the movie theater, they had a short film. Then the short films went away because of economic reasons. Now the short films are back on the internet, and that's great. That's wonderful. The problem is, and of course the making of cinema is democratized because you can make a movie for no money. Tangerine was made with a cell phone. It's a brilliant movie. And by the way, the Florida Project should have won all the Academy Awards, but it got nothing. It's a great movie, and it also and it's independent. Although I think it was distributed in the mainstream, but it's a wonderful movie. And I think a lot of it was done with cell phones and small cameras. So the point is, yes, we can be artists in the same way that Van Gogh. Remember Van Gogh? He only needed was a piece of canvas and paint and paintbrush, and he could do whatever he wanted. He wasn't a good businessman, of course, and he blew his brains out. Picasso was a good businessman, and equally as talented, but also he was a good businessman, and he was able to leverage his paintings into action figures and plates and cups and posters, and smart guy. So there's a bit of a lesson there. But the problem today with cinema is that unless you are partnered with a vassal of one of the conglomerates, or unless you are in with a government agency of some sort, you cannot pay your rent or pay your food. You cannot support yourself. You really need to be in with a division of 20th Century Fox or Sony, or you have to be somebody who is in with the people at the Cannes Film Festival or Sundance or something. It's a club, and you have to be in the club if you want to make money. If you want to live on, if you want to have money to live, let's put it that way. We've been lucky. Troma got in 50 years ago, and our fans love us, and we love our fans, and it's thanks only to our fans, really, that we are still around. You can see here in Mexico, we haven't had distribution here for 20 years, at least 20 years. We haven't had distribution anywhere except in the United States, which we do, and it's all underground, and all thanks to our fans. It's all thanks to our fans worldwide that we are here.
You are famous for supporting other indie filmmakers, doing cameos and helping them in any way you can. Do you think social media is going to help in that way, that it might develop even further?
When Michael Hers and I got successful after 15 or 20 years, we decided we would try to promote the cause of independent art. So I've written 7 books. That's not for making money. That's for getting out the spirit of independent art. And those books are out there, and they're very good. And I hope one of them, the first book, has been translated into Spanish. The first book that I wrote was written by James Gunn. It's called All I Need to Know About Filmmaking I Learned from the Toxic Avenger. And it's very inspirational, and it's very much do your own thing, do it yourself. And it was, I think 1992 we wrote it, or 1994, I don't remember. But it came out a long time ago, and it's very inspiring, and there are 6 more books. But it's very important to also try to help all the independent filmmakers, and I've acted in, if you go to my fan site, lloydkaufman.com, or IMDb, you can see I've been in about 400 movies. Most of them are underground by first-time young directors, and if I'm in a movie, the fans will support the movie. They'll buy the DVD, or they'll spread the word, or they will go see it at Feratum, if Feratum honors that film. So if there are any filmmakers in Mexico who want me for a cameo, I don't speak Spanish, but I can speak French, Chinese, a little bit of Chinese. I can definitely speak English.
Okay.
I talk too much. But I'm happy to, the commissioner and I will come to Mexico and pay our way and be in your movie. So I just need 2 or 3 months of notice.
No. Saludos a Cinefagia.
If you can just send greetings to Cinefagia magazine.
Of course. By the way, you can see me in Guardians of the Galaxy also, in some mainstream movies. I have 2 whole seconds in James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy, but you can't miss me. I have one word: murderer. Now you don't have to see the movie. No, it's a great movie. It's a great movie, and part 2 is even better. But I'm not in part 2 because James Gunn says that my planet was blown up, so I can't be in volume 2 of Guardians. At any rate, thank you so much to Cinemagrafia, and is that the right name?
No, it's Cinefagia
Cinefagia
magazine. Cinefagia.
The Toxic Avenger, the commissioner, and I would, and of course Michael Hers and the Troma team are very grateful to Cinefagia for promoting and supporting independent art, and of course for helping Troma get the Troma love to all our Mexican fans, and hopefully to the fans worldwide. And anything that the Troma team can do to help promote the Feratum Festival or Cinefagia, please call upon me. And unfortunately, I took a lot of LSD in the 60s, so my brain is not so good, and I don't speak Spanish, but thank you so much.